Yes, I'm wearing the OG Woke Dingbats t-shirt again because, well, there's just so many woke dingbats out there in the world today that I'm like, I need to wear the Woke Dingbat t-shirt when I'm talking about the stories that you guys are going to hear in just a moment because my goodness me. So one story in particular that we've got is the New York Times, you guessed it, made a retraction. Why? Because they lied about the children starving in Gaza, that child that they've been using and putting to the forefront that all the politicians and the mainstream media were peddling to push a particular agenda that Israel is starving young kids in Gaza. That was all a complete and utter lie. But you know what, ladies and gentlemen? The UK Keir Starmer said that in September, if there's no ceasefire, guess what? They're going to recognize Palestine as a state. How outrageous is that? They're going to jump on the same bandwagon as France. Meanwhile, Candace Owens is claiming that her lawsuit with Brigitte Macron and Emmanuel Macron, it's all a cover, ladies and gentlemen, because Emmanuel Macron is using it to run cover for his Palestine state claim or something along those lines. She's gone nuts too. And then you got the Sydney Sweeney debacle. All I have been seeing on my X account, my goodness me, is Sydney Sweeney is a Nazi. She's a racist. The ad that she did, it's just too overwhelming, man. And I'm going, there's just so many videos that I could do about all of these different stories. So you know what? I'm going to combine two of them. Two stories that I think that are very, very important. The first one being the New York Times has admitted that the Gazan child they plastered on the front page as malnourished was actually suffering from pre-existing health issues. Yeah, sure, we won't actually let everyone know. The damage will already be done, but we'll make a retraction anyway. Not that anyone's going to really care that we lied to them because we do very good at that. We lie to everybody. Oh, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, before we continue on this particular story, I know I'm all over the place, but believe you me, there will be some like actual context in just a moment for you. There's another story that I was really outrageous by. Again, Woke Dingbat t-shirt here in Australia, Sydney, Bondi Beach. Everyone knows Bondi Beach. There is a very famous workout area. And guess what? All of the angry dingbat feminists got outraged. There's too much testosterone in the workout area. So they got rid of all the free weights and claimed too much testosterone. Also, it's a trip hazard. You can clearly see that it's a workout area, can you not? So people are just going to all of a sudden walk right through and trip over a free weight because they're not looking where they're going in a workout gym outdoors. And then the worst part of it is too much testosterone, ladies and gentlemen. So on one hand, we've got too much testosterone. The next hand, you've got the mainstream media lying about the Gaza issue. And then you've got the other dingbat feminists raging about Sydney Sweeney. The world has gone literally mad and I'm getting fed up with it. So that's why I'm wearing this shirt. There's just, when I saw the Bondi Beach story last night, I was fuming. Can you imagine how the people that work out there every single morning would be feeling knowing that the Wakely Council got rid of the free weights and it will only be a matter of time before they upend or uproot the actual pull-up bars and everything else? How crazy is that? So, okay, now I've said what I've wanted to say and got that part out of the way. We can get on to the New York Times. So like I said a moment ago, the New York Times plastered that child to kingdom come. They left it for a couple of days. They knew full well what they were doing, but they chose to keep the story up there for as long as they possibly could, which to me is disingenuous. And someone, I don't know if you can sue them, but someone should sue the New York Times and every other media company that plastered that image to kingdom come, because it made people, including politicians, they all lapped it up. They all fell for it. Thanks to the mainstream media. You don't hate them nearly enough, do you? Because the mainstream media have just made a statement now, and that statement, ladies and gentlemen, is saying we have amended an editor's note to a story about Muhammad Zakaria al-Mutwak, whatever the hell his name is, a child in Gaza who was diagnosed with severe malnutrition after the publication. The Times learned that he also had pre-existing health problems. See, here's what they had to say in the retraction. Children in Gaza are malnourished and starving, as New York Times reporters and others have documented. Firstly, how do you know that they're starving? How? Have you seen photos? Because the one photo that you've got is a lie, but you use that. So that sentence alone is a lie. It's false. We recently ran a story about Gaza's most vulnerable civilians, including the child Muhammad, who is about 18 months old and suffers from severe malnutrition. No, he doesn't. We have since learned new information, including from the hospital that treated him and his medical records, and have updated our story to add context about his pre-existing health problems. This additional detail gives readers a greater understanding of his situation. Our reporters and photographers continue to report from Gaza bravely, sensitively, and at personal risk. Man, I thought that Israel wouldn't allow any international journalists in. I thought the only journalists allowed in were Hamas reporters. That's interesting to me. So Piers Morgan saying, let in the reporters. That holds stick. The New York Times is saying they've got reporters there. Yeah, could it be complete bias, I wonder? Maybe. So the New York Times lied to each and every one of you, like I was saying for quite some time. That's all they do, lie. You can't trust them at all. And here we go again, ladies and gentlemen, with another brilliant story. The internet is ablaze at the moment because Sydney Sweeney did a good genes campaign, but it's being compared to Nazism. So get this. Beyonce can wear jeans, but because she's black, oh, by the way, the New York shooter, CNN said that guy was black. I mean, he was white, sorry. Turns out he was black. Again, you don't hate the mainstream media enough, do you? Like, clear as day, the guy was black, but they said that he was white. Trying to paint white people out to be like the bad ones in this equation. Same with poor Sydney Sweeney. And for all the dingbats online that are saying Sydney Sweeney is mid, you're gay. Just pointing that out perfectly clear. You're gay. This good genes ad being compared to Nazism is one of the most ridiculous things, and eugenics and all that other nonsense, one of the most ridiculous things I have ever had to report on. I have, like, again, this is why this shirt matters. It is unfreaking believable. Sydney Sweeney is facing an online backlash. She doesn't seem to care, by the way, because guess what? The American Eagle ad campaign, all the jeans have been sold out. Their stock has risen, so it backfired. All the crazy dingbats that were crying about this and complaining about Sydney Sweeney promoting eugenics and all that sort of other nonsense, go get, seriously, get, as my physio tells me to say all the time, get. Anyway, that has led to the label being accused of being Nazis and leaning into eugenics in the messaging. Sure, okay. When a black woman does it, it's totally fine. But when a white woman does it, it's Nazism. Sure. The American Eagle autumn campaign featuring the White Lotus and Euphoria star was announced last week, the fashion brand declaring Sydney Sweeney has great genes in a return to essential denim dressing and celebration of what the beloved brand does best, making customers look and feel good in AE jeans. Man, anyone that sees this image, right, of Sydney Sweeney and doesn't froth over it or doesn't see she looks beautiful. She is a beautiful woman. I really do worry about your sexuality. Just saying. And even if she's not your type, at least, for the love of God, at least concede that she is a beautiful woman. I'd be quite happy. If I had someone like Sydney Sweeney, man, I'd be very, very happy. What's the uproar about? Well, when the ad dropped on social media this week, several of which have received over 1 million TikTok views, the reaction to play on words, jeans, was ferocious. Oh dear. We can't use those two words together, people. It's bad. Promotes Nazism. Nazis went out of style a little over 60 years ago. SS to understand for Sydney Sweeney, one TikToker commented, man, the level of some people just need a hug. Like, go touch grass. You guys are like, see why like I'm wearing this shirt today, guys? Far out. So American Eagle admits they're Nazis. Another said beside a 15-second clip of Sydney Sweeney cuddling a German Shepherd dog. I've got a German Shepherd dog. I'm white. My heritage is German. That doesn't make me a bloody Nazi, does it? These people are seriously, there's something wrong with them. There is something seriously wrong with these people. Oh dear. Okay. That is enough from me because I can't stand any more of it. I didn't want to like make a separate video. I just thought I compile all of the stupid stories together and let you all have a fun time with hearing most of them. But anyway, that's enough from me. You guys take care, be blessed, and I'll see you all in the next video.